How's it going, everyone? We're here at a local park getting Reed on to some more shed training. So if you didn't see the first video I posted about introducing dogs, be sure to check that out. Since I made that video, I went and did some more drills with him, probably 3 or 4 more times. I went and did the same drills, so he's been introduced well. Today will be his second time actually searching and finding sheds. So I've done it once before. I forgot to make a video. I apologize. It's basically the same thing that we're doing today, except you want to do it in an open grass field. Super simple for the dog. You can see the shed easy. You know, everything's really easy, like a nice soccer field. That's what we did last time. So today, you know, he did that really well. Typically with dogs, I would do that, you know, 2 or 3 times. Make sure that they know it well and they have the idea. So Reed, he really is a natural with the sheds. He has a bigger drive with picking up bone than he does ducks. So we're gonna kind of do the next level stuff. We have this perfect patch right here below us. It's got grass fields on both sides and then just some sagebrush and some trees in the middle of the grass. It's really perfect. It's only like 40 yards wide. It doesn't give the dog a whole lot of room to really run and search. He's got to kind of stay contained in this area. So yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. Stay tuned. This is like the type of field that I'm saying you want to do when you're very first teaching your dog to find the shed. So after it's been introduced to the sheds, come to a nice field like this. This is actually the exact field I did it in. Put some sheds, you know, by the tree, one out in the open, you know, hide some sheds around, and yeah, walk through it and have your dogs find them. Start them out in the field, do that a few times, and then move on. And when you do this, act as if you're shed hunting. Typical shed hunters will, you know, you're trying to tear the land apart and find sheds, so zigzag the field. You know, don't just walk straight to the shed is what I'm saying. Don't just bring your dog right to the shed and then have him pick it up and bring it to you. That's not gonna get him with the right mindset that he needs to be finding them. So here we are with this section that I was talking to you about. It's absolutely perfect. So we have this section that we're gonna hide the sheds in, and we have grass all the way around it, all the way to the end, and as well up here. So perfect spot. He's gonna really be in this area searching hard, trying to find the sheds. So when I came and looked, somebody dropped some food over there. Obviously want to avoid that. And yeah, we're still doing it kind of simple. I'm gonna drop definitely the first few. We're gonna go, you know, you want to also see which way the wind's blowing. We have the wind blowing north, so we're gonna walk into the wind so that Reed can get good sense of them. Now, other thing is put them where you're not going to forget. So I'm going to use this stump as a landmark. I mean, obviously it's just this little section. You really can't lose them, but being a pain in the ass to have to look for it if the dog can't find it. So we're just going to kind of zigzag. Don't put them in a straight line. I mean, maybe at first you can, but ideally scatter them around. This one will be a nice open patch. I like to typically flip them under like that, with the dogs being young and on, you know, just being introduced to them, because young dogs, first of all, are very high energy, and when they go pick things up, they're all wound up and they can hurt themselves. I've seen Reed do it, so that's the reason that I flip them upside down. And then that way, when the time comes and he picks one up that way, hopefully he's had enough experience with them that he can do it well. So there's that one. We've got one more. We're doing 4 of them. I just use the same 4 typically every time I'm training. And then once I'm training them to pick up elk, you know, bighorns, then you'll do something different so they can get used to that. Now this is the 4th one. It's the one in the hardest spot, kinda. It's kinda a little bit in the bush. Still easy. But hopefully by the time he gets down here to the 4th one, he's gonna really be getting the idea that he's finding them, not me. And that's why I like to put more than one shed out. If you put one shed out there, you know, your dog's in his kennel, you go hide the shed, your dog finds it, and you put him back in the kennel, and then he go finds that shed again, he's going to be getting the idea real fast that you are hiding them. And I had this problem, not with a shed dog, but a bird dog. I started realizing that I was the one hiding pigeons. So, anyway, let's get up here to the truck, get Reed out, let's get on it. Made it to the truck. All we're going to do is let him out and get on it. I mean, he has got the idea, as you can see. Like I said, I've done it before in a grass field, and that's probably what he's thinking he's doing. It was actually this exact field, so he thinks he's finding sheds right here in the field, which is good. We want him thinking he's finding sheds. Hunt him up. We just want to make sure we get him in the right area. So stay tuned. We'll get over here and get on him. So one thing that I'm going to do is... Reed, come! See, that's where that food is. It's going to be hard to get him off of that. Stay over here, dude. I'm not just going to come down the hill and onto him. I want to come, you know, make sure I'm downwind because the wind is blowing straight that direction. So I'm going to come around of him and walk straight into him. Also, one other tip when you're doing this, walk really slow, because what can happen is, you know, you got this shed that's up here not too far. You're walking to it hoping that your dog's going to pick it up before you get there, but then it doesn't. So then you end up having to stand there while the dog's running around searching. I mean, you kind of switch back and act like you're shed hunting type thing, but ideally just walk slow so the dog has the idea that you're walking and he's up ahead hunting. Hunt him up! Hunt him up! Alright, so we got Reed running around. Doing good. He's doing pretty good about staying in the stage like I was thinking. He's kind of going into the field and coming right back, so that's why this is such a perfect training spot, I think. Hunt him up! Always encourage him to get out there. You know, he kind of came here, sat, and got lazy. I encouraged him to get back out there. Alright, so the first shed's right here. He's coming onto it now. Oh, he passed it up, but he found it. Look how good that was. Good boy! Good boy! Bring it here. Bring it here. And definitely make sure your dog brings you the shed. Bring it here. Some dogs will pick them up and think they're just, you know, something to play with. They'll keep running around and not ever bring it back. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Don't let him think that you're taking it. He dropped it and he's over it. So make sure you get it out of sight and out of mind. I'm putting it in the hoodie pocket, the whole thing. This way, you know, he knows I'm not just out here hiding him. Hunt him up! I grabbed it from him and we're immediately finding the next one. Once again, that's why you don't just use one shed. So these next two, I'm not exactly sure where I put them. I'm going to walk really slow. Hunt him up! I can see the next one. Oh, he just walked over it. And he's on it. Good boy! Good boy! Yeah, bring it here. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good boy. Sniffing something. I don't know if you have voles on this hill or what. A lot of dogs will be mouse hunters often while you're hunting. Alright, let's get the next one. Reed, hunt him up! Hunt him up! Hunt him up! Hunt him up! Alright, the second one's leaning right on this pine tree. He just passed it. He's upwind of it. He needs to come downwind of it and cross the wind. Right here, he's got it. Boom, look at that. The dog doesn't pass him up if he gets on the wind. Good boy. Good boy. Back at the house, Reed's in the kennel. The session went really well. He found them all before I walked up to him, which is really good. He was up working hard. up above me, zigzagging and doing really well. So he got really good scent of them, especially with the wind that we had. That we definitely had perfect wind. If you can go on one of these days where it's got a little bit more wind, not too much wind, but you want just enough that it's going to bring your dog a good scent, and it'll benefit him in the long run. So we had one of those days today, and he did good. He walked over one of the sheds. He was like pretty much on top of it, but he walked from the side over, so he was pretty much like upwind of it. Yeah, he still found it, he still swept back around, and the second he got downwind of it, he tracked right to it. So he does good. Stuff like that, they work out, as the dog progresses and gets more experience. So one thing that was kind of a hiccup in the whole thing, the fourth shed, Reed went and picked up and set it down. I was encouraging, you're doing the encouragement to get him to bring it back and everything, and he just set it down and wanted to keep searching. He wasn't interested in bringing it. So, that's a big deal. I mean, if your dog's up the hill of you and you can't see it, imagine all this brush, can't see your dog, and it finds sheds and it's not bringing them to you, then kind of what's the point of having a dog up there? So, it's one of those things when you're training, so what I did is immediately ended the training session. One thing was we went too long to begin with. That's what caused this. When your pups, as you start your training and as you're going, its excitement level is going to climb and climb and climb and climb, and then eventually it's going to get to its peak and it's going to start going back down. And the dog's going to be getting wore out and tired the further you go. So one of the biggest tips is to end your training sessions every time at the peak. Get your dog excited, train, and right when it's at its peak of excitement, you end that. You bring him home, get him in the kennel, and that way he's going to lay there and think about it. This is going to benefit you in tons of ways. Every time that you bring your dog out to train, he's going to know it's a positive thing. He's excited, and he's ready to do it. Also, it's going to bring him, in the long run, he's going to have a bigger drive for the sheds. You don't want to be out there working your dog until he's sick of the sheds. So it's kind of what happened there. I was, kind of more on a 40-minute mark, which is quite a bit over. So anyway, just remember to keep your sessions short, and you should have good trains.